We're finally at CES, and I've met up with Rob. There he is. and we were looking at a bunch of different booths. It's crazy. There's so much stuff going on. This one, Wallabot, and this company, Vayar, they have some really cool stuff. Remember we were talking about presence detection, like room level presence detection? That's what these guys do. They have these sensors, and they're not actually too expensive. They said about $150 for one of these sensors. They can tell whether you're standing, whether you're sitting, whether you're laying down, if you've fallen, and how many people are in the room. And it's open source. Well, I don't know about open source. It's open API, and we're gonna try and get them to give us some stuff. Okay? One of the things that we got really excited about that we saw here at CES was this Guardian. It's made by QNAP. Probably a lot of you guys know QNAP. What this is a PoE switch, but that it's also a computer inside. So it's got, here's some specs on the computer that's inside. The reason that it's so exciting is because you could run HAS.io on this and have it also be your PoE switch for cameras and whatever else you wanted to run power to. It's pretty powerful, it's plenty quiet, and it's not power hungry. The power supply in this thing is only a couple hundred watts when it's maxed out. And it's kind of noisy in here, but we don't hear this thing at all. It's not making any noise. And it already runs their little operating system, which is just Linux, but it's got a container system, so you can add your own stuff in the container, which I would assume means HAS.io as well. So this is a pretty exciting thing. It's called the Guardian, and it's by QNAP, and we liked it a lot. I really want one, bad. I just saw this real quick, and I thought it was kind of cool. This is a camera that's actually in the porch light. So it's right here. It's got a motion sensor and stuff, and it's a camera. Kind of cool, kind of good idea. I have no idea about what's going on inside. Do they have, is it a cloud? Can you access the camera feed locally? I don't know any of those things, but just a nice, innovative idea. Put the camera in the light on the porch. We've got a light on the porch, and it kind of, to me, it stays kind of hidden. It's not nearly as obvious as some cameras are, which is a good thing. All right, I just started using Tile. If you guys have, everybody knows what Tile is, right? It's this little Bluetooth thing that you hook on your keys, and you can connect it to your phone, and then you'll never lose your phone, and you'll never lose your keys, as long as you have one of them. Actually, you can probably go to the website too. But anyways, I found this booth here, and this is Cube, and it looks exactly like the Tile, but there's something that they have that's different than the Tile. Oh, actually, there's one right here I can play with. Excellent. They've got this new one, and it's really flat, so you could put this on the back of anything. You probably could slip this in the kid's backpack and they wouldn't even know it was there. Not that I would do that. But anyways, this thing, the good thing about it is, besides that it's really tiny, is that unlike the Tile, this can be recharged. So it actually it comes with a little recharger here, and they say you get about, if you do the constant tracking, you get like 2 months worth of battery out of this, which is not bad. And you get a notification when the battery starts to go dead and that you need to charge it, and then you just connect it up with the charger, and charges in a couple hours, and then you're good for a few more months. I'm guessing, and I asked the lady, she didn't quite know, but I'm guessing that you could probably change how long it takes for the battery to go dead if you change how frequently it's reporting its location. That's the way the Tile works, so I would assume that this is the same. So this is about $30, she said. So yeah, it's kind of a lot, but not too bad if the thing that you keep losing is important, and the fact that you don't have to buy another one ever because you can charge the battery at least probably several hundred times, I would expect. So Cube, pretty cool. It's time to play a new game I invented here at CES called Let's Find Rob, because he's here somewhere, so let's go find him. Okay, I found Rob. I just played a game called Let's Find Rob, and I found
me. And I was already picking the brains of the Tuya people. That's where he found me. Tuya has some really interesting stuff that they told us. Number one, Tuya is a all encrypted platform between you and Tuya, but then they pass all that data on encrypted to the manufacturer of the product. So if you thought that using the Tuya cloud meant that only Tuya got your information, that is wrong. That means that Tuya still has no idea who you are and what you do. You are a number and an encrypted message to them, and they pass 100% of the data from their app, what you're doing, where you are, onto the manufacturer of their products. So if you buy something from SemiSmart or from Mercury or any of the products that use Tuya platform, they are getting your data, not Tuya. What else did we figure out?
We talked about, well, they talked about cameras. We don't have a camera. We need the camera component for Home Assistant.
We need to figure out, we talked to a very, very, very helpful woman at Tuya, and she was super interested in who Palace, there's Palace right there.
Very good.
Very interested in who Palace has been talking to in order to do the Tuya component for Home Assistant, so that we can add other things like the camera component and also the new IR Blaster component.
IR Blaster, that's right.
Unreleased.
That's the kind of stuff you get when you come to CES.
There you go. It seems like they're very open to things. Hopefully not just from a PR perspective, but actually doing things. And also very refreshing to see the lady that we're talking to, not just using Tuya products in her own home, but using all kinds of products, and really interested in something like Home Assistant that can bring them all together.
Yeah, we got her checking out Home Assistant. She's going to be a new user anytime.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, we wanted to get that down before we forgot about it. There was a lot of good stuff that we learned there from the lady at Tuya. And there's a lot more brands that are using that app, or that can use that app. She did tell us that even though we found that like Mercury and Yigu and I don't remember how many other different brands, they have their own app, but you can just install the Tuya app and use the plug or the light with the Tuya app. They do have the capability to block that. So we haven't found any manufacturers that are actually doing that, but if the manufacturer wants to not let you use the Tuya app, even though their firmware is based on Tuya, they have the ability to block it. So we'll have to find out which brands those are as we pick up new devices.
Maybe this one, we'll see. This is a Top Greener USB plug, and so it's got a Tuya module in it, but they have their own app. They have the Top Greener app. So we'll have to see whether or not it only works in Top Greener, even though it has Tuya, or if it works in Tuya as well.
We're gonna go over to that booth now because I want one of those plugs too. We found what we have decided is the most amazing thing at CES. Are you ready?
CES 2019, here it is.
The closet clothes shaker! What?
If you've ever thought your clothes needed to be shook, there you go.
Okay, tell us about, how do you say it? Pillow?
Pillow, yeah.
Tell us about Pillow.
Pillow is the next generation medication dispenser, and we use face detection to actually unlock and give the end user their medication on time, so we make sure we have the right user, the right medication, and we're proactive in the sense that we give them the right dose every time.
Awesome. So then somebody, so say this is my grandma, I'm gonna go over to her house like once a month and fill up this thing,
Yep.
right? Or you have potentially in the future, you said the option of doing what with those?
Yeah, we're gonna do mail order pharmacy by the end of this year, so it's our biggest push right now, to get these delivered directly to your home in a fillable tray.
That's fantastic. So this thing will arrive at grandma's house with all the right pills in all the right places, and then all you have to do is put it in the back of the pillow.
Yeah, and it'll calibrate and dispense the next dose on time. It's
And
pretty easy.
It'll tell her when it's time to take the pills.
What's inside of it.
It'll show a video here. If you wanted to call in and say, Grandma, it's time to take your pills, you can do that, a video call through there.
Yeah, exactly.
And what was the other thing? Oh, price.
Oh, and it's $4.99 with a $39 a month subscription that will start next year.
And it's available now.
It is available now on our website.
Awesome. Thank you. That's
you,
for when I
guys.
get old and need my pills. Okay, I found what I think is going to be a fantastic thing, maybe even for me personally. So this is the Dream Band, all right? And Satya is going to tell us a little bit about the Dream Band.
Yeah, so hi everyone. So basically, the Dream Band is a complete sleep solution that can improve the sleep, analyze and improve the sleep. So how does it work? Basically, you have three important elements here. You have the Dream Band, the Dream Techniques, and the Dream Coach. So the Dream Band is more about analyze the sleep and tracking the sleep. So we have some brain activity sensors just here and here that allows the headband to know exactly how do you sleep. And thanks to that, he will be able to act on the sleep and improve it. So you have the Dream Techniques. It's some sounds actually to help you relax and fall asleep faster. And the Dream Coach is a mobile app where you can have all your sleep data and personalized sleep program in order to improve your sleep.
And this will tell you things to do during the day at certain times and such, so that when it's time for bed, you're ready for bed.
Exactly, exactly.
Very cool.
Some things to do during the day, some hours, all the things you have to do. Some maybe about food also.
When to stop drinking coffee.
Exactly.
And that kind of stuff. Okay, and I'm gonna put this thing on my head. Okay. Here, now you hold the camera for me.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So I'm gonna put this on, and it's very light, and I don't feel like, I looked at those pokey things in the back. I thought maybe it would poke. I don't think it would poke. I'd be very curious to see how well I could sleep with it on. It actually feels fairly comfortable. You'd hardly notice it. It's not like wearing a VR headset or anything heavy. So it's actually pretty comfortable. So we'll see. I'll see if I get to sleep with one of these on. Check it out sometime. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Okay.
Gotta get Kim Kardashian on one of these.
We are on these boards that are just shaking. It's like, I feel like I'm laundry in the closet. I don't know who's, and it's going faster.
That's what you do. Instead of having your laundry in your closet, you put your clothes on and then you get on one of these.
Oh my gosh, it's really going fast and it's shaking my legs.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got parts moving that I.
My giblets are shaking. Okay, slowing down. Oh, getting off. Woo. Oh, that's a good time. Just in case you thought we didn't actually have any fans at CES, we found David.
Yeah, David.
We found David, and he is a fan.
First time recognizing
I'll look you up myself now.
And we got a new subscriber.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you tell me about your developer API? Do you have any developer? Do you have an open API at all?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
We're connected with Google Home and Alexa, and we do IFT. So if you can build a recipe that might satisfy some of what you're looking for, we already do allow for that. We don't disperse the information that we collect except just to provide it to you individually. It is a companion app for your iPhone.
Okay.
To let you control it, but there's not like an actual interface on our website for you to go in and do anything with your device at this point.
Gotcha. Plans?
Lots and lots and lots. So many plans.
Gotcha.
Adding new features and functionality as well as focusing on the bug fixes, making sure that we're doing it right with what we've got and not just leaving it and running forward, making sure that it's doing what it's supposed to right now.
And what's your price point going to be?
$99.95. There is a service fee.
Okay.
It's $2 a month, or $20 a year, or $60 for lifetime of the box.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
Hi, this is a prosthetic hand where we make robotic prosthesis, and let's see what it does. It's moving like up and down, and it has a next to the finger movement, so for example, it's moving like that. Because I have one other hand here.
Is that cool or what?
Yeah.
Very cool. So what's running all this inside there? You got
Inside of it is the electronics and Arduino based, and the battery, and then electronic components just
so servos?
Yeah,
Servos?
geared motors.
Geared motors.
Yeah, and
okay.
we have special sensors inside.
Geared motors sensors.
And then the muscle sensors should be attention, but I can just use it button.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank
You
you.
look like Inspector Gadget.
I expect you guys here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, thank you.
To play.
We found a guy that's got a 3D scanner that will let us get scanned, and then he'll send us the model so we can print ourselves. How cool is that? All done, you made it. Survived. Okay, we found Cherry Home. To give you the rundown on Cherry Home, for the guys that didn't send us here, they didn't know about it, it's actually a very cool, also room level sensing system. So you can see on the demo over there, there's like a stick figure that's moving around in the room. So this has 2 cameras, plus motion sensors, and I don't know what other sensors it has, but all the ones you would expect. And now they have a second generation that's smaller. And on the camera, you have the option of using real actual images of the people walking around the room, or just those stick figures. To be honest, a lot of people fall in the shower and stuff. You don't want an actual picture of that. It will impose, it will keep the background image, but it will just show a stick figure of the person, rather than the actual naked grandma in the shower. So that's good for everybody. So these sensors and all the camera information just goes from the sensor to the hub, and it never leaves the house. So there's no cloud, it doesn't go anywhere else. And she told us that their dream, their ideal, what they're shooting for is an open API. The price for 4 of these and the hub was $1,800, and they said that's about enough for a 2-bedroom house or something like that. What else
But they just said that they're hoping to get rid of the black box and process on unit, and so if they did that, it would get a lot cheaper.
And you could just buy single units.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's going to be a big thing, and still processed locally. They have their own computer vision software, and so they're able to run it on lower level hardware. You don't have to have a powerful computer to run OpenCV or one of the other.
So does this check all of our boxes?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, it's totally private. It's got
Did you tell them about the stick figures?
Yeah, I was explaining in detail about Grandma in the shower.
Yeah. Oh, glad I missed that.
Oh, but anyway, so Cherry Home, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So right now they're only selling to like nursing homes and such. But she said by the end of the year they hope to be at a consumer selling level. And by that time maybe we'll just be able to do the small sensors.
Yeah.
And so if you only wanted 1 or 2, you wouldn't it wouldn't be $1,800. It'd just be a couple hundred.
Right.
Or something like that. So
Awesome.
fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic. Awesome. Good recommendation. Thank you. These drills here are actually super cool. Can I video this for 2 seconds?
Yeah,
You guys all right with that? So on these drills, you can do different leveling and measurement stuff. So give me the demo again real quick.
All right, so we'll start with the level. So you click the center here, and what you can do is you calibrate to any angle. So you set this, and that maintains your angle when you're drilling. We also have measuring tools, so we can set your units, and then we have a laser at the front and the bottom. So you turn this on, and you get laser distance. This can be rotated to get measurement from the sidewall, and you have height from the floor.
Awesome.
And we also have a stud finder, which I didn't show you guys.
Yeah,
so
stud finder.
Stud finder right at the front here. So you extend this, and then you set it against the wall to calibrate it. And then once you start,
Dude, and then you just drill.
exactly. When you find your studs, you just start drilling.
That's probably saved. I've lost several hours of my life just finding the stud, picking up the drill, finding it again.
Exactly. So
Okay.
we're looking to save your children's time.
Awesome. Yeah, our children's time. 'Cause I
Yeah,
won't get to use
exactly.
it.
All right.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then the multiple attachments. The vacuums and buffers and a bunch of cool stuff.
Let me show you real quick. So here's our modular line of tools. So we have a range of attachments that you can add to the tool, and it automatically detects the attachment and tunes the motor based off that.
So when it's a vacuum, it's super fast, or a buffer, it's the right speed, or a drill, it's the
Exactly.
right speed.
And it detects detachment, so once the tool is detached, it'll turn off the motor, so it's an
Okay.
additional safety feature.
Now these are, you said prototypes. How long
Prototypes,
before
yeah.
we can buy one?
So we're looking to be in production around 2020.
2020. All right, I can handle that. I can maybe wait another year.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Look who we found. Mycroft. How's it going?
What's coming soon is the personal backend. So that's taking that device and account management, that API aggregation, and putting it in a open homebrew form factor so people can put the entire experience inside their firewall. It's going to take a lot of work. You drop it in, you're going to have to spin up a speech recognition or connect out to a commercially available one with an API key.
What's your roadmap for that? How long?
So there's a community project that's existed for about a year. That's basically that. Part of it exists already. To bring it up to our snuff, I would say months, not a year, but not weeks either.
So this is the Mark II. Can I touch? Yeah. Okay. This is the Mark II, holding it in my little hand.
Based on Raspberry Pi.
It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. Love the screen.
This is a
touch. Is it a touch?
Yeah, it will be. That one's on demo.
Oh, this is demo. Okay.
Lets us keep doing some of the visual feedback. Gives us the opportunity to integrate touch for device setup, play pause music. One of the biggest things for me is going to be knowing what song I'm listening to without having to interrupt a song to ask what song it is. And a 1080p camera for potentially video calls. We don't have that set up yet. Something that is set up in the community is face wake. So instead of a wake word, train a facial recognition on your face that can run on the arm or on the FPGA, which is going to be in there. You look directly into the camera, that'll open the listening loop instead of using the Hey Mycroft wake word. Is going to be probably an early example of what I do with the camera. Both the microphones and the camera are going to have physical shutoff, so that's a shutter on the camera and a physical mute button for the mic. And it's still on Indiegogo for a few more months. We're shooting for a late Q1 delivery. You're not going to remember if it ships a couple months late, but you are going to remember if it doesn't work. Right. So we're going to make sure you get something that works, and it might take a couple more months.
You know what's more memorable is an Indiegogo that ships on time.
We do have a deep speech instance running on our servers that you can choose to use. We're working on getting that updated with some of the recordings that our users have sent to us to train on. It's about 15% of our users opt in to send that stuff back to us.
You can train it yourself though, right? You can.
Yeah, and people do.
It takes longer.
But of course, you gotta kind of sit there and do some recordings. Pretty quickly, you can take deep speech or Caldy and train it for yourself and deploy it yourself. And then, of course, since it's just your voice, it works pretty well.
So, can I ask you sensitive questions? What if we're comparing Mycroft to Snips? Why do we choose Mycroft?
So, our real thing is that Snips is just doing different things. For most of their product, they're taking a specific set of commands and instructions, kind of putting the models to activate those things on whatever you're deploying it on. Pi works. We are pretty much always deploying a full assistant.
So if you don't want to say a very specific phrase, you don't want Snips, you want Mycroft.
Right. To their credit, they do a lot of integrations with stuff like appliances. Snips make me an espresso. It works great. They're really good at what they do. We're doing different things.
I'm going to wait for the 2 for the few months. But in the meantime, I'm going to build the Pycroft.
Oh, do it, yeah.
Fantastic. I can't wait. And then I want to get this one with the screen and the whole deal. That's going to be fun. All right, guys. Well, hey, we're about at the door here. So before we go downstairs, we'll just sign off. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.
Adios.
Adios.